All right, let's get them started.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, Brissett. They'll roll him out right. He may try and run for this. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. There's the 8-time Pro Bowler Marvin Harrison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Now a first down throw, Cunningham to Michelle on the screen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, they run with Michelle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Got a man. It's Harrison, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Marvin Harrison, 35 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open. He has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also, it may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On the draw, this is Smith. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And the grab by Croft. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyler Croft, 28 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, good move.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
I want to revisit New Orleans' season here, Charles, as they come back out for this next drive, because really, although it was 13-3 and another playoff appearance, it was another disappointing playoff loss. That's 3 straight crushing playoff defeats. Minneapolis Miracle. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Cunningham. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down again. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now Cunningham. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. He'll try and throw for it here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Brissett to throw on first. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to keep it here. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on second down. Brissett to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Dontrell Inman, the intended target. And that'll make it third down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Brissett. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. It just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts a defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put a little extra pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can. Touchdown, New Orleans! DJ Moore, 46 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Ito Smith heading back out with the rest of his offensive crew. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
From the 31, Brissett, and it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Brissett. Short throw hauled in by Croft. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Returning it is Moore. So we reach half, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Cunningham to escape, and he goes down. Jack Crawford drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Cunningham looking to throw. He's going to air one out. He's got a man. Complete. 20. 10. Touchdown. New Orleans. Robbie Anderson. 76 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. It's a fake. They'll try and throw for him. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second down, here's Smith.
You had a big halt, man.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He can run for it, and he will. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. A 1st down carry for Smith. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards. Again, it's Smith. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. To throw is Brissett. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Let's go.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size
and he's going to be driven down. Flying in to blow that play up, Alex Okafor. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Cunningham. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards. That's an execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Michel on an island by himself in the backfield, 2nd and goal. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Anderson loses the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We're set on first down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Welcome back live to Orlando. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run for it here with Smith. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. But stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Again, it's Michel. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
You got tape. You got tape. You got tape.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Able to punch it in on third down. Makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Ooh.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They go back to the ground with Smith. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Vita Vea. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now Brissett on 4th down. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Reggie White on the sack there, showing the explosiveness that led him to the Hall of Fame.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This is... Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because...
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the safety, with a pick. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
I gotta see the ball. Alright, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, the best part of the video. Gazer.